This is 5 on your side at noon. Focused on you.
It is Election Day in Missouri. The polls are open as voters decide on several local issues. Thanks so much for being here at noon. I'm Kay Quinn. St. Louis County is reporting it's reached about 5% voter turnout as of 2 hours ago. The polls are open until 7 o'clock tonight. Some of the bigger issues. Voters in Manchester will decide on an annexation proposal. If it passes, the city would expand its boundaries and gain 6,500 more residents. Manchester's mayor admits the people living in the annexation area could see property taxes jump, but he says the benefits of living in the city outweigh the extra cost. St. Louis County officials say Manchester doesn't have the resources county residents rely on.
The savings come in trash. Manchester, we pay $6 a month for trash. They pay anywhere from $18 to probably $30 a month. City pays streetlight cost. We bring in new streets.
Residents are really going to see it and feel it when they go to purchase new vehicles, new watercraft, new RVs, because the way that the state of Missouri deals with sales tax for new vehicles, it is collected for where you live, not where you purchase the item. These additional taxes do not come with a host of services from the city of Manchester that are better in quality.
Voters in St. Charles and St. John will decide on Proposition M. That's a local tax on marijuana. The proposal is a 3% recreational tax. Neither of the cities currently have dispensaries in their jurisdictions, but they want to put the tax in place in advance of any future dispensaries. Voters in Arnold are voting on a similar measure called Proposition 1. And voters within the Rockwood School District will decide on Prop 3. If passed, the district would be allowed to reallocate money to pay for facilities, technology, and safety without increasing the tax rate. Nationally, abortion is a big issue. Ohio voters are deciding whether to pass a constitutional amendment guaranteeing a right to an abortion. It's the only state to consider a statewide abortion rights question this year. We will bring you all of the results tonight on 5 on Your Side at 10. For now, you can get information about the biggest races by texting the word elections to 314-425-5355. We'll send you a link to our voter guide.
And the Election Day forecast, it is a warm one. We're going to go through today warm and very close to a record. And then tomorrow, we are still expecting to break the record, the old record for tomorrow, 82, and still going for that or maybe even 83. But today, about 77. We're already at 74. And this is exactly what happened yesterday. 74 at noontime, and then we kind of stabilized in the afternoon. A little bit more of an east-southeast wind at 9 miles an hour now, so a little bit of a breeze as that front that moved through yesterday is trying to move back as a warm front now. And once it does that, tomorrow we'll see some 80s in here, but it is dry. Look at this, the satellite radar shot. So far, no cloud cover. It is very sunny, and you can see from Weldon Spring to Farmington to Highland, Illinois, and to Moscow Mills up in Lincoln County, it is just all sunshine. A few clouds down around Farmington, and we'll see a mostly sunny sky, then partly sunny later today at about 77. Rain chances are minuscule, and we'll talk about that coming up in just a bit.
All right, thank you, Jim. Police are trying to identify a burned body found in South St. Louis. They're calling it a homicide. Officers made the discovery overnight in an alley on Oregon Avenue. We're told the officers had to put out several small fires at the scene. Police believe the death is intentional and a homicide investigation is underway. 3 construction workers are injured after being hit by a car in Ferguson. The Missouri Highway Patrol says the car drove through a closed construction zone last night on Newhalls Ferry Road. This all happened near Interstate 270. 2 of the workers suffered moderate injuries. Another has serious injuries. Officers at the scene arrested the driver, who now faces DUI charges. This man faces murder charges in Clinton County. Prosecutors say he shot and killed Alexis Mackey Saturday in New Baden. They're not releasing any information about what led to the shooting. 5 on Your Side has learned Mackey was a student at McKendree University in Lebanon and worked as a waitress at a restaurant there. Police say the suspect turned himself in after the incident. Many St. Louisans are waiting on delayed packages to arrive at their doors. The reason they're held up in the mail, a toxic spill at a United States Postal Service distribution center in Hazelwood. 5 on Your Side's Laura Barcheski talked with some who are waiting.
A Wentzville man says he was expecting a package to be delivered through the United States Postal Service just days after the shipping label was created. And after not receiving it on time, like anyone, he checked the tracking.
My package was sent from Fort Worth, Texas, ended up in Dallas, Texas, and then it arrived in the St. Louis, Missouri Network Distribution Center. It carried on to the Wildwood branch, and then we have Valley Park, then ultimately Springfield, Missouri, then back to our St. Louis branch.
The customer says the package then went to Virginia and Illinois before making its way back to Missouri again. He says it was so strange he went to the post office in person to get some answers. He wanted to remain anonymous for employment reasons unrelated to this story.
The gentleman that was working there said that they had had a hazmat leak involving a mercury spill or contamination at the Hazelwood plant.
The Missouri Department of Natural Resources says an environmental emergency response team was called out to the USPS Hazelwood Distribution Center on October 26th, where they found a significant amount of mercury on a processing table and a conveyor belt. The facility was evacuated. In a statement, a DNR spokesperson said our staff used a mercury vapor analyzer to screen the employees who were working in the area of the mercury release. None of the employees had any mercury contamination present on their clothing or on their person. And while customers I spoke with on Facebook and on the phone say they finally received their packages Monday, they're still concerned.
I think that's important that, people be vigilant and watch out for any, problems that may arise. But we just need to know, for the safety of everybody involved and also the people at the other processing plants.
That was Laura Barczewski reporting. Now, not long after the Hazelwood incident, the DNR says it was alerted to another mercury release at a post office in DeSoto. That sent a worker to the hospital. The DNR believes the two incidents are connected. The Postal Service did not respond to our request for comment. New information today on the political turmoil in Jennings. A St. Louis County judge has dismissed a lawsuit the mayor filed against the city council. Mayor Gary Johnson claims 5 council members violated Missouri's public meeting laws by holding an emergency meeting in August. A judge ruled that such a lawsuit could only be filed by citizens, the attorney general, or a prosecutor, but not a local government official. Israel's prime minister is revealing his post-war plans. Ahead, the role the country will take in Gaza and what he says must happen before any ceasefire is considered. Plus, what to expect if you're traveling for Thanksgiving.